Okay, so I'm just going to give my quick thoughts on all the news that has been coming out for the Preacher TV show coming to AMC. Yeah. First off, I'm really interested that we're getting, another comic book TV show set. I mean, it's usually when you have a TV station, they just stick with one universe. Like obviously with CW, it's DC universe, and with ABC, it's Marvel. Obviously, because those respective companies are owned by the people who own the same thing. With AMC, they don't own nothing. They have one image. They have one TV show based off an Image comic, and now they're doing one on Vertigo. Uh, yeah. So I know a lot of people have been like in and out of a whole Preacher TV series, and let me say this right off the bat: I've never been a big fan of Preacher. Don't come at me with the torches and pitchforks. Just hang on a second. I've never really. I'm not the biggest Garth Ennis fan. I mean, I love his Punisher Max run, and there are a few things here and there. I actually like what he did with the Shadow too, when he had that short run on the Shadow. But a lot of his stuff really excited me, because it all just kind of felt like, especially Crossed. Oh God, Crossed! It made me want to throw up, and not because it was bad writing, just because it was just so out there. Preacher it's very good. It's well written. I'll give it that. But I just can't connect with it. You know what I mean? Whenever you ever read a comic and it just can't click with you, a lot of Garth Ennis' stuff like Preacher and Crossed and a few other stuff just doesn't click with me. But having said that, though, I am like mildly curious for the Preacher TV show. Why? Well, one, AMC's damn good at making TV. Let's be honest. Even though Walking Dead, for me, has been kind of... it's just been getting for me. But really, I'm kind of curious of how they'll do this, because obviously they're going to have to do some censorship here. Because if you've ever read the Preacher comic book series, you know they're not going to be able to do everything in that comic. Oh, God. But yeah, the cast looks pretty good. I don't know a lot of the actors, but the guy playing Jesse Custer, the main character of Preacher, is going to be Dominic Cooper. Dominic Cooper, obviously, he was best known for playing Howard Stark, and he was also he played Ian Fleming in that BBC series, and he's like one of the people, like he's a very big actor. So I'm really surprised they're getting him to be in this TV show and play this character. He never Dominic Cooper has always played this very suave, very he's almost like a James Bondian type character, which again, he played Ian Fleming, the guy who created Bond. So I've always kind of pictured him as that kind. But and if you've ever read the Preacher comics, Jesse Custer ain't exactly suave. I mean, yeah, he has the power of the Word of God, and he can make everybody do what he says. But he's kind of a bloody cowboy with the wrong type of with the worst kind of power at his disposal. So he's he's not he's a very gritty kind of character, and I was kind of thinking maybe they would go with a grittier actor, but Dominic Cooper's an actor, and he can probably pull off the whole grim and gritty thing with this kind of storytelling. And I know we're getting Arseface too, which that'll be interesting to see the makeup on Arseface. Yeah. Now, the big concern with this TV show is, if you don't know, Seth Rogen is going to be showrunner. And we all know how well Seth Rogen, the last time he did something with this, well, this isn't really superhero, but remember what he did with Green Hornet? We all try to forget what he did with Green Hornet, don't we? But, he's always, every time an interview you see with him on Preacher, he's not going to star in it, he's just going to be like a showrunner for it. And Rogen is kind of he always kind of fangasms over Preacher, so I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt to not make this a comedy, because there is some dark comedy in Preacher, but it's a lot a lot more than that. Yeah. So, I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt, but I'm still kind of worried again with Seth Rogen in charge of this whole project. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll give, even though, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Preacher, I'll still give it the benefit of the doubt and check it out when it first comes out. So hopefully, it'll still have some, some major stuff to it, and I really am curious to see how it all plays out in this story. So again, there's a lot of stuff in that comic that either it's gonna have to be edited out, even though this is AMC, this ain't HBO, and two, some of the things that are in Preacher, you don't have, AMC don't exactly have the big budget to do this. So if you ever read the comics, you'll know what I'm talking about here. So anyway, you guys tell me, and especially to all the Preacher fans, because I know a lot of people have been like, oh, I want a Preacher TV series. So I really am curious to all the, Preacher fans I have, because I think I have about four or five, but maybe more than that. So you guys tell me, especially the fans of Preacher, what do you guys think of this TV show? Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys not? Are you guys worried that Seth Rogen may ruin it? And how do you think AMC is going to treat Preacher? But once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.